Have you ever wondered why you're productive for 15 minutes and then you happen to just randomly load up YouTube for the 50th time in a day? You keep on saying to yourself that you're going to do a deep work session, you're going to do a deep work block on your business, but every single time it just falls apart. Well, I suffered from this exact problem 1 year ago, and now my productivity has got to the point where I can sit down and choose to focus, not get distracted for hours at a time. The reason why this has happened is not because of intermittent fasting, it's not because of the Pomodoro technique, it's not even because of your sleep schedule, and even I talk about that a lot on this channel, but it's simply because of the environment you're in. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build your perfect environment so you can literally snap into this state where you can focus for hours at a time without getting distracted. But just before I go into how you can actually design your environment, your workspace, to perfect your productivity, I just want to tell you a quick story. You see, it's around September 2023 and the summer holidays have just ended. It's time to go back to school, which everyone hates, right? And I distinctly remember on the first day, as soon as I came back from school, I took off my bag, I got changed, and it instantly loaded up my computer to work on my business, which was copywriting at the time. I told myself, right, I'm going to keep up this consistency, this productivity, just like it was in the summer that has just passed. You know, I was working for like 8 to 10 hours a day just on my business, trying to get clients, right? But little did I know, everything was about to just go downhill. Because as soon as I loaded up that computer, I didn't load up my Google spreadsheet where I kept all the, the prospects on there. I didn't go to Google Docs to practice writing an email to improve my copywriting skills. I loaded up YouTube and I did not exit off that app for around 5 hours. I sat there for around 5 hours in a mental battle with my mind, trying to tell myself to close YouTube and do something productive while I still can. Because in 5 hours of time, I'm gonna have to go to bed again. And I'm gonna have to do the same process over and over again. But no matter what I do, I just keep on getting distracted. Every 5 minutes I load up YouTube, every 5 minutes I say, right, let's go back to the Google Docs. I do it, I load up YouTube again. I remember it usually took me around 15 to 30 minutes to write one email for my copywriting business. But on this one day, it literally took me 5 hours to do one. And I didn't even finish the email, mate. I literally just got to like halfway, just call it quits and just went to the gym. And the same cycle kept on happening every single day. It literally happened for like 6 months. Every single day I'll tell myself, let's do some deep work, let's focus. Tomorrow was going to be the day I finally changed, right? But nothing happened. The same thing kept on happening. I kept on getting distracted by YouTube, and I can guarantee you probably relate to that. Maybe you don't have a business, maybe you're trying to study for your exam and you just can't focus. Maybe you keep on procrastinating on your business work and you're seeing no progress, and you're seeing everyone else start to make money online but you're not. You're seeing everyone else achieve a higher grade than you, even though they're working way less time. And you've probably watched tons of productivity videos but nothing has worked. Well, this is exactly what happened to me. Every single day, instead of working on my business, I would just watch productivity videos looking for the habit tracker that was going to save my life, but nothing happened. And it was until I literally just improved my workspace, my environment, my life changed. I started to be able to focus for like 2 hours at a time without getting distracted. So just before I go into this system on how you can improve your environment and your workspace to basically fuel your productivity throughout the day, I just want to say, if you want to get access to a ton of free resources and get personal advice from me about productivity and stuff like this, click the first link in the description. You can join my Discord. You don't have to join if you don't want. It's just there if you want to. Alright, let's get into it. So after this like 6 month worth where I was just every single day I was getting distracted, there's one thing I did. And I can't remember what video I watched, what book I read, but I just know I remember I changed one thing in my environment, and that was my digital workspace. Because the thing is, 99% of the distractions you face are always going to be digital, and these distractions are usually like YouTube, their video games, their social media, right? And I'll tell you right now, if you do not spend time trying to improve your digital workspace, or maybe you don't like cut out the distractions at least a bit, you're not going to be able to focus. Because the thing that I've realized is humans are always going to take the path of least resistance. So that means you're always going to choose YouTube over working on your business. You're always going to choose TikTok over, studying for your exam. It's always going to happen because our brain loves comfort. It loves not being able to face any pain. And when you work on something that isn't stimulating as those things, you're going to start to feel bored. You're going to start to feel some form of pain, right? Mental resistance. So really the first thing you need to do to actually improve your productivity that isn't like Pomodoro or intermittent fasting or eat the frog, right, is to perfect your digital workspace. And there's some tangible things you can do to really improve your focus when you're working on a computer and stuff like that. The first thing you need to do is increase the mental resistance to get on these distractions, so like YouTube, TikTok, Discord, stuff like that. But if you start to increase the friction to get onto these apps, your brain is not going to want to go through all the steps to get back on it, right? So literally for me, every single time, maybe I'll load up YouTube subconsciously, right? Still happens sometimes. But every single time I go on YouTube, there's literally nothing on my homepage, and it's the exact same thing with things like, I don't know, Instagram, Discord, right? I make sure to increase the friction to get on these things so I don't do it while I'm working. And another thing you can do right now, literally just pause the video right now, I want you to log out of all the apps that are distracting you when you're working. So this can be YouTube, this can be Discord, this can be Instagram, whatever it is. You just need to have this mindset that if I increase the friction, if I increase the challenge to get onto these things, you're not going to want to get on it. And the reason why this works is it lets you control your impulses more. So you'll probably notice every single time you're working and you find yourself on YouTube, you couldn't control yourself. Your hand just drifted to Google, started typing on YouTube, right? You didn't really have a decision to actually stop that. Well, if you actually take this advice and actually increase the friction, kind of get out of this brain fog state, and you remember like, oh damn, I've got this web extension on, I've logged out of the app, so what am I even doing on here? Let's get back to work instead. And that really reduces the craving that you get when you're about to like go on YouTube and get distracted. And I know there's some people that won't do this, that enjoy scrolling on YouTube every 5 minutes when they're trying to work. Well, what I've realized is if you literally go on YouTube once, just once for 1 second, you're not going to be able to get back to work at all. This is why I really want you to do this, and I know this is the most important part of your productivity. If you do not increase the friction, the mental resistance to get onto these apps, these distractions, you will not get rid of them. You'll keep on going on them even if you have like 10 black coffees before your day work session. So this is the actionable step for this first part of the video. I just want you to think and make a list of all the distractions you go on when you're working. So this can be YouTube, this can be video games, this can be Discord, this can be social media. Make sure you write every single distraction down, and in the description you're going to find a ton of web extensions you can find that will basically block all these apps, the functions on these apps that cause you to get sucked into this YouTube suck. And as a little bonus, there's this one tip that I always tell myself, and I always do every single debug session, and that is to set a timer for the work. Because if you're familiar with like Parkinson's law, basically what it means is you're always going to complete something in regards to the time that is set. So for example, if you set a timer for 25 minutes, you're going to study for that 25 minutes. So literally when I'm working, I have this timer on the top right of my screen at all times, so I know like how long I've got left, and if I have to speed up the process of actually working and, you know, not get distracted. Now this next section is all about your physical workspace, and I know by now most people have clicked off, you know, the people who are just addicted to dopamine and they just wanted me to share the big web extension that was going to save their productivity, right? But this is by far the most important point in this video, because you're not going to work if your room is super messy. You're not going to work if you've got like random things on your desk like your phone, because who do you think is going to be more productive? This person or this person? Obviously this second person, because his desk is clean. When you've got tons of things on your desk, you're constantly just like generating random thoughts, and it's going to redirect you onto YouTube and stuff like that. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I always yap on about this attentional space, and that is because the goal to actually get into this focus state where you can do more deep work is to make the work fill this attentional space, because that means there's going to be nothing that can distract it. And every single time you add something that is unnecessary to your physical environment, you're basically just adding an extra thought that is going to keep on distracting you for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So what I want you to do right now is just pause the video and look around in your environment. What the hell have you got on your desk that shouldn't be there? And if there's random things, you know, you've got your phone here, you've got books there, actually that's pretty good, but you just got random things that don't need to be there, just get rid of them, or at least move them for the time being when you're working, because you're just going to keep on getting distracted. Just make sure your physical environment doesn't look like a gamer's room, alright? Because if it does, you're not going to work, you're just going to play games, you're just going to scroll on your phone. And trust me, if you do not take action on this advice, your productivity is only going to get worse over time, because you're going to realize that all these tech giants like Instagram or TikTok and the Silicon Valley nerds are always finding new psychological tactics to hook you in. There's a reason why you keep on going on YouTube and scrolling. It's because it's literally designed to hook you. And over time, these people are literally just going to keep on making these random apps. There's going to be way more. It's going to be way more, you know, short format. Do not solve this now. You're not going to be productive, and you won't grow your business. You won't study for exams, you won't get the grades you want, right? So please just take action on this advice, and I guarantee your productivity will change drastically. So like I said at the start, if you want to get access to a ton of free resources and get personal advice from me, click the first link in the description to join my Discord community. Obviously, like I said, you don't have to join it if you don't want. It's just there for the people who are really serious about being productive, alright? Goodbye, have a nice day, you're going to open in the face again. Goodbye. Whoa.